Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Leslie, and today we are making a really cute birthday card. All right, y'all. Like, this came to me in my brain, and I'm like, I need to make this. I made it specifically for my 4-year-old's birthday back in November. Yes, that's how far behind I am in my voiceovers. And let me tell you, it has so much glitter. We are using Jaded Blossom gnomes and their add-ons, and specifically a Halloween add-on, where we are getting the unicorn part and the skirt part from a princess. And then we're also using some add-ons from the birthday set as well. And I will have all those in the description box below. But first off, I tend to cut my bases of these gnomes with just some copy paper because you do end up covering the entire thing anyway once you have all the pieces there. And it's just cheaper for me to use paper that isn't my cardstock stash. So I start out with copy paper, and then you always want to do the hat first. Of course, this hat doesn't fit perfectly, which is why I had to cut the background a little bit. But that worked out there. And then from the hat, you do the outfit. Or with the males, you do the beard. So since we're doing a little girl gnome, or what I'm saying is a little girl gnome, I then went on to the sparkly dress. My glitter cardstock is just from my stash. I get most of my bulk cardstock from Hobby Lobby, and this includes the glitter. It's just a pack that has a bunch of different colors in it, and I love how this comes out. Of course, I had to make it rainbow. My daughter's favorite color is rainbow. And it's also pink. So, if that's not a 4-year-old girl, I don't know what is. But instead of red, I did go with a hot pink color, just to keep with the more girly colors. And then, of course, these are the little ears. Aren't they so cute? Because, of course, I'm making my gnome into a unicorn, so you have to have ears for the unicorn. This will actually go behind the hat, on the gnome itself. First, you got to do those insides of the ears. And of course, because I'm using so much glitter paper, I am using liquid glue, and it doesn't want to stay. So that's why all the acrylic blocks are coming out. I legit had to see how many I had because I kept having to use them. These are the birthday add-ons. Like I said, we're going to use the little present from there. I proceeded to then lose this die set after I made this video. For like a month. I couldn't find it. I kept looking in the same pile. I'm like, I know I had it in this pile because these are the cards that I have like visions for or sketches for that I want to do. And I know that I put it back in there because I knew I was going to make more birthday cards featuring some gnomes and other lovely, cute little friends and add-ons that you will see in some other videos soon. But I, for the life of me, could not find this birthday die set. And I like tore my craft room upside down looking for this die set, y'all. And of course, I could not find it. So I ended up having to pivot. I For that video, you will see later on. I don't know if it'll be this month or next month that I'm putting it out, but instead of using presents, I ended up using flowers and love yous and not making happy birthday cards, but it's fine. And then like 2 days after making that card, those two cards, I found the die set. It was in the pile that I knew it was in, but because I have a limited amount of magnetic sheets and envelopes that cover them, I had put that's the foam tape I'm using, is the scrapbook.com foam tape. I am using it to pop up the hands just to give them a little bit more depth, and that way they don't bend since there is so many layers to that present. And I'm showing you, make sure you put the thumb upright. When you're holding something, your thumb is upright. There is little thumbs on these gnomes, so you got to make sure that you put them on correctly because it will look funny if you don't. That's my little present. It's so sparkly. So anyway, because I have a limited amount of magnetic sheets, I had put 2 sets of gnome add-ons on the same magnetic sheet. One side has the winter add-ons with all the cute little beanie hats and just adorableness. The other side had the birthday gnome add-ons. And of course, every time I looked at this magnetic sheet, I kept seeing the winter add-ons and I didn't flip it over. So that doesn't tell you that I need to organize and probably pick up more organization tools, including more magnetic sheets. That right there, that tells you. I mean, yeah. Isn't that always how it goes, though? It's like you can't find something, you can't find something, you can't find something. You end up using something else, and then you find it like the next day, pretty much. So with this gnome, you always want to put the nose down first. And I was going to use glue, but then I realized how that it was going to overlap that top of the hat. And so I'm going to need to add a little bit of foam tape onto that as well. It'll bump it up a little bit, and then it'll also make it more even above the little hat there. And then once you put the nose on, you can put the hair. So the hair always goes from the nose to the edge of the gnome, and that's how you know, and it follows the edge of the hat. So that's how you know you're putting it on correctly. I've had more than one gnome where I'm like, why does your hair look so funny? And it's because it goes from the nose to the edge, to the sides of the gnome head, and then it also lines up with the hat. So I'm just putting my tiny little bows. I probably going to jinx myself, but I have not lost these bow dies yet. They are extremely tiny. And every time I get it out to use it, I'm like, okay, make sure you put it on your magnet holder, or put it immediately back in its bag because you will lose these. My magnetic holder is, if you look at the top left hand corner of the screen, that blue little oval thing there, that is what I use to kind of collect my dies as I'm using them, so they don't run away. I am doing little bare feet with this little girl. I love to see the little toes. I did pop those up with foam tape as well. And then, of course, I'm adding more foam tape to this present. I'm not worried about dimension with this because, like I said, it's going to my daughter for her birthday card. And that means I don't have to mail it. So I'm not worried about the extra cost that extra dimension would create. And so dimension, like I said, this card comes out so cute. And part of that, I think, is the dimension. I'm putting it out there to the world. I'm just going to get that layered in there, little crookedness. And there's my cute little glittery gnome. It is so cute. I'm a big fan of rainbows and unicorn and pink as well. So this is right up my alley, and my daughter loved it. So I am taking some white glitter paper. This glitter paper is actually from the Dollar Tree. I'm using the confetti stencil from Jaded Blossom. I don't suggest this paper. It is so pretty, and I love when I find crafty items at the Dollar Tree, especially when they work. This paper I would not recommend. I am using it up to get it out of my stash because I have a hard time throwing away things that are perfectly capable. But this is not my favorite because this particular glitter paper, it has like a plasticiness to it. Which makes it extremely hard to die cut. And of course, every time I want to actually use this glitter paper, it's to die cut something. So, I end up having to like cut it out with my scissors after die cutting it through once because it's never fully cut. And no matter how many shims I put in, how much pressure I put on it, it just does not cut that little plasticky-ness to it. I don't know why they have it on there, but that's how the paper works. So I do not suggest it. I am using some positively saturated ink by Simon Says Stamps. You can see it's in the guava, the peony, and the watermelon. That is not the exact trio. I decided to go watermelon instead of what the third one is, which I don't have off the top of my head, because I just felt like it went better with what I was going for with the hot pinkness. Honestly, after this ends up drying, it dries back so much that in the actual card, you don't see much of an ombre effect. You do see the pink confetti on that white glitter paper, which I love and kind of was the point, but it doesn't quite have the ombre to it. And I am going to cut this paper down as well because I am making an A2 card today. So I'm just going to go ahead and ink blend all that. I am going between two different brushes just because this the guava is so light compared to the watermelon. I didn't want to make it harder on myself there by having to clean my brush in between. And then I'm just going to take my cloth and clean off that stencil. I will end up washing that stencil a little bit later on, but I just want to get some of that ink off of it so it doesn't make a mess in the meantime. Of course, I am using my sticky grip mat, but I also added some tape to it just to really make sure it stayed down. My grip mat is becoming a little bit unsticky. It's probably because of how often I end up washing it. I don't know how often you're supposed to wash your sticky mats, especially when you do like glitter and all that kind of stuff, but you know, it works. It still sticks. It just sometimes needs a little extra help. Like you can see that I'm struggling to get it off, the cardstock off of the mat. So, you know, it still has some stickiness to it. So I am just going to bend the mat back so that it doesn't warp my paper even more, even though it still kind of warped it a little bit. And then that's my stencil. So I am going to do some die cutting. So I am going to die cut a circle out of this confetti. It's so sparkly. Sorry, I'm distracted. I'm going to use a circle die from my stash and cut that out. And then this paper is just a pink paper that I got from my stash and I end up not using it. So I went in a different direction. So I have some beautiful watercolor looking paper from Crafty Critta. And so I decided to use that as my base because, again, rainbow and it's beautiful. And then I also cut out that happy birthday sentiment from the middle of that paper pack. So this is the paper pack, Crafty Critta designer paper pack. It's so pretty. There's so many pretty designs in it, just with all the different drips, I guess is what the word I'm looking for that it shows off. And then I'm going to hide the fact that I took that happy birthday out of the middle with my circle. And you can see if you look really closely, like zoom in on this circle, you can see that I struggled to get some of that plastic coating, I guess, off that paper. So there is a little bit of plastic some around those little edges. But, you know, you work with what you got. I tried my best. Plus, it's so pretty. And then I am going to go ahead and put my little gnome on here as well. I'm actually going to put it more towards the right side, just so it has a little bit more of kind of a base, like it's not just kind of floating. And then I'm putting a lot of acrylic block on it because it did not want to stick, of course, because glitter to glitter does not like each other. And then I'm putting the happy birthday to the left side there. So I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue on here and then go ahead and attach that to my card. I am going to kind of set up the birthday so that I know where I'm putting my happy. It ends up working out really great. But of course, this part... I cut some of this off because this part took me a little bit longer than what you see just because of lining things up and making it stay. Because again, things don't like to stick to glitter paper. So, and then I had some extra glue there that I'm wiping off on my arm just so I don't really smush out the glitter. And yeah, so we're going to put some acrylic blocks on that to let it dry. And then I'm going to bring out some honeybee little gem stickers. To finish it off, I'm using the light pink color that I have in this little rainbow stash. These honeybee gems have been out of commission for a while now. So, oh, I just love how it turned out with all the glitter, with all the bling, all the rainbow. Does that, I mean, would your 4-year-old daughter love this? Mine did. She absolutely loved this. And so if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. I will see you in the next video soon. Bye.